This is a short sequence targeting the shoulders. You might want a strap and a block for this practice. Beginning in child's pose, bring the big toes together and separate the knees as far as it feels comfortable for you. And for a moment here, target your shoulders a little bit. Have your hands the distance of your shoulders. Start to activate your forearms. Lift your forearms up and away from the floor so it's almost as if you're in downward facing dog. And then begin to wrap the outer arms away from the sides of the head as the collarbones spread and the shoulders slide down the back. And with the sitting bones still heavy toward the heels, notice the fluid motion of your breath. Watching the breath as it moves in and watching the breath as it moves out. Even though these sequences are shorter, still creating a vinyasa through the flow of your breath. On the inhale, you're going to slide your hands back behind you and interlace your fingers at the low of your back. As you squeeze and interlace your fingers, keeping a micro bend in the elbows, on your inhale, lift the hips and roll onto the crown of the head. And then this is very individual depending on the person being sensitive here. As you roll into the crown of the head, lift the hands up and off of the low back just to your own amount. And just making sure that if you can go past the point of straight, you keep the micro bend in the elbows as you extend. Lifting the shoulder heads away from the earth and spreading the collarbones wide. Option for you to stay right here just like this. Or as you exhale, start to rock the knuckles to the left and the head to the right. And just very gently, rolling the right shoulder down the back, spreading the right collarbone wide, giving the right side of the chest a little touch, being very sensitive here, just taking into account your own neck, your own personal history. On the inhale, coming back through the center. And as you exhale, rocking the knuckles over to the left, and just no hurry, no rush here. This is a great sequence for you to do after a long day. If you've spent a long day in front of the computer, or you've spent a lot of time in your head, let's drop out of that space and start to release some of the tension along the sides of the neck. On the inhale, come back through the center. And as you exhale, drop the hips back toward the heels. And then very gently release the arms and send the arms back out straight, full child's pose. And just notice shoulders still drawing down the back, shoulder blades sliding away from the ears. As you press the palms into the earth, on your next inhale, rise up to all fours. And as you rise up to all fours, Steph's going to turn to face me. And we're going to bring her knees together and separate the feet about as wide as the hips, a little bit wider. Take your block and set your block between your heels and release your sitting bones down onto the block so you have a place to comfortably kneel. If the knees are sensitive at all, you could always turn your block up higher or even add a second block to pull you up and out of the knees. On the inhale, send the right arm to the sky. And as the right arm comes up to the sky, bend the right elbow and then reach the left arm out to the left. Spin the palm to face behind and reach up and hook the fingertips as the left elbow bends. And then the work here becomes making sure that the back of the neck is long, making sure that the head isn't cocked to one side, rolling the right shoulder down the back, keeping the right elbow pointing up toward the ceiling, and then very gently encouraging and rolling the left shoulder down the back and the left shoulder blade into the back of the heart. If the hands don't connect here, of course, this would be a good opportunity to take your strap. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, releasing the left arm down toward the floor, releasing the right arm toward the sky. And as you exhale, arms down by the sides, just giving yourself a break. Inhaling, left arm to the sky. Exhale, bend the left elbow. Reach the right arm out to the right. Spin the right palm to face behind. Bend the elbow and reach up and hook the fingertips. And what most of us probably notice is that this side is going to be a little bit different. That if we're right arm dominant, it's going to be quite easy to hook the fingertips for a lot of us. Left side might have a little bit less flexibility. That's okay. Feel free to grab your strap and use that to make the connection. Same work here, back of the neck long, crown of the head reaching up, and this time right shoulder sliding down the back as the tip of the right shoulder blade starts to melt into the back of the heart. Your left elbow just pointing straight up toward the sky. Take a few deep breaths. Just releasing any kind of heady work from your day. All the intellectualizing, all the being in the brain, just kind of letting that slide out of your head, off of your shoulders, and out through your exhales as you breathe. As you're ready, inhale your left arm to the sky. Exhale, release your right arm down by your sides. As your fingertips come down by your sides, you'll lean forward and come back into tabletop pose. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips as you move your block off to the side. From tabletop pose, with your knees balanced and even and your fingers pointing ahead, inhale your right arm to the sky. Open up your chest toward the right side of the space. Maybe gazing up towards your right thumb, only if it's okay on the neck. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left and lower your right shoulder down toward the mat. And for many of us, this is a great stopping point. It's best to just simply be here and breathe. If you feel like you have a little bit of space, you can reach the left arm forward toward the top of the mat. And as you reach the left arm forward, maybe that's your place to stop and pause and breathe. If you feel like you still have space, you can always take the left arm to the sky and bind it behind the back. And anywhere along that journey is a good place to stop and just work into your right shoulder as you breathe deep. And over time, depending on your neck, if you feel like you have a lot of mobility and not much injury in that place, you might start to gently take your gaze toward the sky, just a gentle rocking back toward the back of the right ear. It's super subtle, nothing extreme. And on the inhale, left arm to the sky if it's behind your back. As you exhale, slide your left hand back in front of your face. Pressing down into your left palm, straighten your left arm, coming back to tabletop pose. And then same thing second side, left arm to the sky as you inhale, open up the chest to the left. And then exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right, let your left ear rest. And same opportunity here, but keeping in mind that it's a different side. Right arm might extend forward toward the top of the mat if that feels nice, but explore it, kind of let that settle and let that set. And then if you still have space, of course, you can take your right hand up and behind your back. And then over time, rolling the head back just a little bit until your neck tells you that you found a pausing point. And sending breath all the way down, this channel of energy, all the way down this outer left shoulder as you breathe and make some space. On the inhale, right arm lifts back up toward the sky. Exhale, right hand in front of the face. Press into the right palm, straighten both arms, tabletop pose. Bring the big toes together, open the knees out wide, and press back to child's pose. And this is a short sequence for your shoulders. Hope you enjoy. Namaste.